Good morning, everyone. I was wondering whether I'll need this gadget. I find that my voice is stronger if I add this one and the number of attendees, or maybe it's meant for the people online. So I'll try to use this. I like using all my body to facilitate. I'm told leo sio mambo ya Bwana Asifiwe, but because we are being hosted in a Bwana Asifiwe location, Bwana Asifiwe people. Okay, just to pay what belongs to the church, tutatumia Bwana Asifiwe kidogo. My name is Paul Kitemu, a business management consultant with a company called Inspired Resource Center and Consultancy Limited. Much of the other details Pastor Joshua has shared, and I'm glad to be here. First and foremost, I'm impressed by what I am seeing around. And I like what the pastor said, that matters kingdom are facilitated by business people. Yesterday I was talking to someone and he told me employees can afford good food and they can be very smart, and it ends there. Employees, they can have good food and smart. Remember, when you're reporting to work on Monday, you have gone to the salon, you have dressed well, but beyond that, tunaishi kwa neema. But the monies and the resources are in business. And I wish I knew this many years ago when I was a full-time employee for 23 years. And yes, I worked very hard, but I was enriching other people. And when I left the following day, my position was occupied to continue enriching them. And I'm not saying it's bad, but when time comes, we need to know where the resources are. There's a gentleman in one of the holy books that this congregation refers to, and the book is called Genesis chapter 26. I think it's around verse 12 thereabout, and it's talking about a gentleman called Isaac. And there are other many stories before that particular line, but of interest is that particular line where it says, Isaac planted. There were no rains, there was famine. He planted and he harvested 100-fold. And the story about planting ends there. But then what does the book say? That Isaac became rich. He continued to prosper and he became wealthy to a point where now he was told by the hosts, it's time you got out of here and go elsewhere, because now you are becoming so powerful for us. And therefore, when I look at that short discussion there, I'm seeing that Isaac was able to prosper in a place where people had lost hope because of famine. Like many are losing hope because of the environment we are in. There are no rains. Joto inaanza saa 11 asubuhi before jua itoke, but it's already hot. Tell you what, Isaac to me was an entrepreneur. He looked at what can I do in this land, of course, with God's hand in what he did. And he harvested 100-fold. But how come we are not told he continued planting and harvesting 100-fold? To me, there are other things Isaac started doing after he harvested 100-fold. He did not eat everything. He had ideas. And we are told he had a lot of sheep, a lot of cattle, a lot of material things. Did he plant the cattle? Did he plant the sheep? No, after harvesting, he now knew, I need to trade with this that I've gotten. So to be employed is fine. But what do you do with that which you get from that place that you're generating your revenues? He became rich. He continued prospering. He became wealthy until he was told to disappear from that place. And now I need to confirm that we are on there. Is there a way you switch it on? Because from my end, I am on. Okay. And so, as we interact this morning, I am not talking just to those who are already in business. I'm talking to those in business, those who are confused about businesses, and those who are wondering, how can I become a business person? How can I prosper in the business environment? As we wait for the system to come on, maybe I need to just hear what we do. Where is the other mic? Do we use watatumia ya mchungaji? Where? Okay. So let's start from the gentleman there. Give us your name and tell us what you do.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
My name is Fadil David, and majorly I work here in church.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Who goes next? You? All right.
Morning.
Morning.
My name is Peter, and I work for a company that, an IT company. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
I'm Emmanuel Mshindi. Personally, I'm in building design, that is architecture and construction.
Architecture and construction, thank you.
Praise God.
Amen.
My name is Ezra Amani. Currently, I am a student.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bwana asifiwe.
Amen.
I'm John Makora. I'm in consultancy a little bit, and also I'm employed.
Okay. Thank you.
Praise Jesus.
Amen.
Samson Luangu. I was in IT but went back to school. So at the moment, it's nil.
Okay.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
My name is Ruth Gitao. I am a student and I also do academic writing.
Uh-huh. I hope that's not what you're writing now. You are taking notes. You can see you have a gadget, right?
Praise God.
Amen.
I do practice procurement and supply chain and logistics at Ministry of Education.
Okay, I need to talk to you. Thank you very much. Procurement, only watu wetu, right?
Praise God.
Amen.
My name is Daniela Karomo, administrator in a school.
Okay, tutaongea na wewe.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is James Juguna.
Yes.
Hustling boy.
Yes, well done. Karibu. All right. So and the guys behind, they do recording, eh? That's your full-time job? Okay. Yeah, maybe we need to know as we also ask one person who has walked in what they do.
My name is Mariga. I work here as an administrator in church.
That's admin.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
My name is Leslie Benderi. I'm a student.
Okay. Thank you very much. Ataongea na record tukiongea.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
I'm Elisha and I'm currently a student.
And there's one at the registration desk who had already introduced himself.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Isaac Mugoya. I'm a project manager with the Public Health NGO.
Thank you very much. And there are those online, people managing online, as much as they're not listening to me, make sure that you let us know what's going on online. I think from the screen there, you can see why we are here. And there's a question there. Are entrepreneurs born or made? Are entrepreneurs born or made? It's a question you may want to ask the person seated next to you, and that's why you should not sit alone. You don't do business alone. Yeah, you cannot be alone and you want to prosper. You have to sit with people. Make sure that you're seated with someone and ask them, are entrepreneurs born or they are made? We also want to hear from online if there are comments. If there's a comment, you just signal me and I will know that you need to say something. Maybe you might need a mic so that you can read whatever is online. Okay, who wants to give a take? You are discussing with who? Are entrepreneurs born or made? Who are these students are not procurement from Ministry of yeah. Are entrepreneurs made or they are born? Any take? It goes both ways. So they are born and they are made. Okay. That's place. What did you come up with? You think they are made? What about here? They are both. Okay. Where that means what? Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. What about Paul and company? Oh, Paul is going. Mumeamwanian? Entrepreneurs? They are made. Daktari. At the back, are entrepreneurs made or they are born? Okay. I think from this discussion, we have had both sides. Entrepreneurs are born, but entrepreneurs can also be made. And therefore, don't sit and say, in our family, the only business we did was to go to the farm and that's the end. That's our family. No, they can be made. Some are born where you're born in a family where it's just business throughout. You can pick the skills from birth, rather. But then as you grow, someone has said, the environment you are in can make you an entrepreneur. So as you sit here, don't say, I just came because we were invited. Me, mambo ya biashara, it's not in my system. You can learn to be a business person. Yesterday I was being challenged by someone who was telling me they never thought that they can sell. But a time came when they were transferred from back office to sales. It took them 1 year to turn around. Today you can't convince them to do something different. They just are in sales. So entrepreneurs can be made. Why are we here this morning? What are the objectives that we have? One is to understand the concept of entrepreneurship. We want to understand the concept. We want to understand the different types of entrepreneurship and what are the objectives of an entrepreneurship, the importance of entrepreneurship, and factors affecting entrepreneurs. What are the factors affecting entrepreneurs? What are the traits and characteristics of an entrepreneur and steps of entrepreneurship? We also want to mention something around business planning. How can you plan for your business? And time allowing, will introduce marketing concepts. So broadly, that's what we'll cover in this 1 hour and some few minutes. Because again, entrepreneurship is not something we can say, now we know everything in 2 hours. There are people who go to the university to learn entrepreneurship. I only did a course in the university under entrepreneurship. It's quite wide. So even what we have listed there, we just highlight so that we create an appetite for you to go and test the concepts that we are going to discuss. Then maybe God giving us life and opportunity in future, we can come now and pick one small component and dig deeper into that. So we are just creating that appetite. Ni kama ukipitaga mahali kuna butchery uko na njaa unasikia harufu inakupeaga appetite, lakini hautakula siku hiyo, utarudi ukule baadaye. So that's what we are doing this morning. Okay. Why learn entrepreneurship? To improve client services. Remember, you cannot be an entrepreneur in a vacuum. You need people to do business. I'm a consultant. I deal with people. That's why already I need to get some contacts for those who are in procurement so that they can procure my services. So I cannot be talking to a vacuum and I expect to get those contracts. So that is to understand the importance of client service, to be in the know. Yeah, there's one senior man of God who says to be in the know. Ili ujue entrepreneurship ni nini. Am I okay mixing Swahili and English? Even Sheng, mazebali tutapita nayo. Hii ndio sasa tutatumia sasa. Unacheki? So, to be an entrepreneur, to strengthen business relationship. How come we have an architecture, architecture ama nini? Is that the, yeah. We have someone here who does that, but he never does it with a brother or a sister in the church. Although kuna story ingine, mimi sitaki kufanya kazi na watu wa kanisa. They are not professionals. No, I'm talking to church people who ought to be professionals. It's not a matter of the grace. Isaac did not plant on stones. He planted on the ground. He was a professional planter, if that is good English. So you cannot just abuse grace and say God will. God will when you also will. Niliambiwa nisihubiri, but ukipata opportunity lazima unapita na mahubiri kidogo. To increase revenue. We are in entrepreneurship to increase revenue. Not just to hand to mouth. Mimi naomba tu Mungu anisaidie nipate tu ya kukula. Alafu tutajenga kanisa na nini? Utasomesha watoto na nini? Utalipa fees na nini? Utanunua simu ya 100,000 na nini? Juma student unaona mnanunua simu za 100,000. Mahali mnatoaga mtatuambia, mimi nazitafuta sipati na nyinyi mnapata. You will tell me what you do, I don't. Then obtaining valuable advice and resources. We are here just to get advices and also to know where the resources are. The person seated next to you is carrying your resources. But kama unamwangalia na ATT ama attitude, then there's no way you will tap those resources. So that's why we want to study entrepreneurship and also to create the market awareness. Now, as those guys in that holy land were complaining about famine, someone prospered. Why? He created solutions. And tell you what, the world is full of problems. Dunia imejaa shida. Full of problems. And people are looking for solutions. So anyone who comes up with solutions will thrive. Just get us solutions. We are all struggling. Give us solutions. We will pay for the solutions. As you sit here and say there are no opportunities, just identify the problems the world is facing. Go and call yourself for a meeting and ask yourself, what is the world lacking? How can I solve that problem the world is facing? And tell you what, as you solve that problem, then you are making your money because you are an entrepreneur. You are an entrepreneur. You identify and solve problems. That's what I was explaining. But you cannot sit and say everything, nikitaka kufanya hii, iko na watu wanafanya. They are solving a particular problem. Are the problems over? No. There are more problems. Hello, sir. There are many problems around. You just need to give a solution. Those who have been in the city, those who know the city, I'm referring to Nairobi. Wale wameshaenda Nairobi. I don't want to ask those who have been there. But in Nairobi, when you're there, like now the way it is, we are just dressed so lightly because of the weather. But saa nane kukinyesha, in 2 minutes, what do you see people do? Abrera, abrera, miabiri, abrera, miabiri, abrera, miabiri. And you will buy that umbrella and that person makes money from you. What have they done? They saw a problem and they thought of a solution and they make money. As you sit and say, there are no jobs. Students in the house, don't ever say there are no jobs. Give us solutions. We will buy. We'll buy the solutions. Now, what is entrepreneurship? Just by way of understanding what entrepreneurship is. It's the process of developing, organizing, and running a new business to generate profit while taking risks. You need to develop, then you organize, and then you run a new business to make money. And you also know that there will be risks. So you cannot be an entrepreneur who does not take risks. Ami kukinyesha siwezi toka nje, ni riski sana. So wewe lala, ziendage na wengine. You must take the risk. You cannot delink risk from succeeding. You must risk. When you are going to town or wherever you are going and you board a matatu, how many risks are you taking? Countless risks. Yes. Unaingiaga tu na unaekelea kilo zako 80 kwa kiti, haujaangalia kama itakukari. But you just sit. You are taking risk. Kuna siku utakaa na hii kuangaliwa na ikupeleke chini. Kwanza nasikia za rongai. Unaingia tu na unajiwekelea. Have you ever gotten to a matatu na ukauliza driver, can I see your driving license? You trust that person, hata kama ameingia, that is the first day kuingia matatu. You take risks. How come you don't want to take risks when you're doing business? You must take risks. You must get that 50,000 and take risk and put it somewhere. Who knows? You might get 100-fold like Isaac. Who knows? You might lose 10,000 and make 40, but then you learn. Next time you plant, you know where to plant. The same holy book that I'm referring to. There were some guys who are dying of hunger somewhere. First, they had problems. They were lepers. And they are dying of hunger. And they decided, no, if we sit here, we will die. If we go out there, chances of dying are there, but there are chances of succeeding. And they took off. And what happened? The enemy, or let me say the opportunities, had these big business people coming. And the business people, in the name of the lepers, prospered. So risk is part of life, part of business. Another definition, the process of scanning the environment. Unaangalia mazingira. Ni nini kinaendelea hapa Rongai saa hii? Nikisha scan mazingira, ninaangalia what is the opportunity I have. Remember we said the world is full of problems. People are looking for solutions. The solutions is where you come in. And then you gather the resources that you need. Young people who are dreaming of businesses, never say there are no resources. Akili yako ni resource. As long as you have the idea, that's a resource. Then when you identify that there is an opportunity, you go to someone else who has a different resource. You team up and then you thrive in the business. As you say, there are no jobs. When we hire you, we give you an opportunity to work. You don't perform. Then you go saying unemployment rate is high. It is not high. It is the right people that are missing. You just need to team up with the right people and thrive as they thrive. Hakuna kazi. Then I open a car wash. I give you that to run. Unaosha gari 10, unanilipa 1, unaenda na 9. I terminate you. You stay at home. Then you say there are no jobs. There are enough jobs around. So you need to scan the environment, look for problems that people are facing and offer solution. What about an entrepreneur? Because we are talking about entrepreneurship. Who is an entrepreneur? And we say the term entrepreneur is coined from French verb. Now, I don't speak French, but I'll try to read that word. Entreprendre. What does that word mean? It means to undertake. So an entrepreneur is someone who undertakes to do something. This is a person or an entity focusing on those 3 things. 1, it is bringing out innovation and creativity. Tell your friend, innovation and creativity. What is innovation? Doing something differently. And this one will take us to a place where you will ask me a question. If I do a business that other people are doing, am I an entrepreneur? Yes, you'll be an entrepreneur if you do it differently. You are an innovator. They like going this way to offer this service. You offer the same service, but doing it differently. You are an entrepreneur, you are an innovator. So it's okay to do what other people are doing, but don't do it like them. Because when you do it like them, you'll get the results that they are getting. And what are the results they are getting? Ni kushikilia tu tukingoja Mungu afungue mulango. Those are the results they get. But when you do it differently, you will thrive. That's the spirit of an entrepreneur. Taking calculated and moderate risks. Calculated and moderate. Not everything. What are the risks that you can take? So that even if I lose, I don't lose everything. Lastly, facing uncertainties. And looking at us, we were around when COVID came. So we know how uncertain the environment is. You might start a business. Yes, you are an entrepreneur, umekuja seminar, umetrainiwa, umefungua kabiashara, kitu kina happen. What happens? You must be aware that things can change instantly. How do you remain floating? How do you float? A person who sets up a business or businesses taking on financial risk and hoping for profits. Someone who has an idea, who works to create a product or service that people will buy. So as you sit and craft a product, ask yourself, if I was a consumer, will I buy this product? If you cannot buy that product, don't develop it. So develop that which you can consume. Because when you know, yes, this is consumable, yeah, I can consume it myself, then there are people who can consume. An entrepreneur is a person starting up a business or has the ability or skills to establish a new business. That person is called an entrepreneur. So what are we saying here? You may not start the business, but you have the ability and the skills. So when you have the skills, What you're lacking is the business. Do you know you can actually sell the skills? If you have the skills, sell the skills. How do you sell the skills? Look for someone who has the other resources, give the skills, they give you the resources, and you will thrive. You will thrive. So that's an entrepreneur. But then, for those who are employed, where are you left? You might be asking, so kazi yangu ni gani kama tunasomeshwa mambo ya entrepreneur? Someone who is working in an organization and they have ideas, they are called entrepreneurs. Intrapreneurs. And do you know these days you can be paid as an employee and you have come up with a great idea? Sell it. Tell your boss, I have an idea that can give us 20 million. I want to share this idea, and when it goes through, 50% is mine. Si umemake 10 na bado uko kwa payroll. So usifikirie for free. We are no longer thinking for free. During our days, we were doing things for free. Pastor Josh, you remember? Kuja utusaidie kuongoza hii mkutano. Unaenda for free, unapewa chai, unaenda home. No, these days we are making money through everything that we do. MCing was for free. These days MC is a career. Kwenda pale kwa hizo system kuangalia nini was for free. It's no longer for free. So the skills that you have, you never know. That is what God has given to you to make your life. Sell the ideas that you have. Sell the skills that you have. Daktari, so you know when we were growing, now that we cannot relate, them they cannot relate, but let me give an example. When we were growing, how many careers did we know? When I grow up, I would like to be a lawyer. Maximum, zikipita 6, ulikuwa uko umechanuka. These days, how many things can we do? There are things I hear young people say, me, I'm studying this. Kwanza unamuuliza, okay, niketishe chini, uniambie, what is that? Because sijui, things have come up. So you can actually make your life doing something that is new in the industry. Who knew that we would be buying laughter? Who knew that we'll be buying laughter? These days we are paying money to laugh. You buy laughter. You go sit somewhere na umenunua kile unakula hapo kununua kicheko. So maybe Paul, where is Paul? Wakicheka uniandikie wala wamecheka, because I also need to get. We are selling laughter. We are selling mourning. Don't we hire professional mourners? Yeah. Anakuja analia, unafikiri ni amekufa na hata ajui nani amekufa. Anakuja anakuuliza, yule amekufa ni mwanaume ama ni mwanamke? Unamwambia ni mwanamke, ili ajue atalia kimwanaume ama kimwanamke. We are selling everything. So let's avoid doing things for free, so that when we make money out there, now we can bring to the kingdom. Oh, tuko church, uliniambia ni avoid, nitarudi saa nyingine kwa church. So what is this you can do? Unless you are doing charity, everything else you do, find an opportunity to make money. After all, we say time is money. So as I do something, I should be making money. I am a student, so hakuna kitu ingine nafanya. Hapana. And I'll show you, you can actually educate yourself. In this era of technology, you can do so much and pay your own school fees. So when you say nangojea Mungu, enda kwa system, what can you do online? And do business and pay your upkeep. Sio kushinda tu unatuma text na jana ndio nilikula za mwisho. Wewe ulilala saa 1 na unasema ulikula za mwisho. What were you doing 12 hours sleeping? Oh sorry, I can get tough. Nimesahau tuko kwa kanisa. Yeah, what were you doing? 12 hours sleeping. 22 years old, unalala 12 hours. Alafu natutumia text, nikumbukeni. Remember yourself. Do something. You have opportunities like the opportunity we didn't have. As we did not have those opportunities. You have the opportunities. Those gadgets, zilitupata. Unaona hizo mnashika zilitupata. We were there. Nyinyi mnazipata. Take advantage of those gadgets, young people. Look at the example of some people we know who are thriving. Or who are thriving before they went to the other world. The last column, Flago, who knows Flago? I know this side labda mjui hapa, tuachane naye. Flago mnamjua? Anafanyaga nini? Ni comedy. Akona do ngapi sahi? I want you later to go and check his wealth. Just to make you laugh. He's wealthier than you. If I look for him, I want him to promote my product. Ataniambia maybe without 100K, we are not discussing. Now 100K, utaenda Equity, uapply, uambiwa you don't qualify. Come alone, you don't qualify. Yeye ni, akuja tu achekeshe watu hapa 100 zingie. Na wewe uko 12 hours kwa blanketi kwa hii joto. Look at somebody like Crazy Kenna, Abe Mutua. You know, I've picked the young generation first so that useme, ndio walitengeneza pesa ndio wanatuambia tutengeneze. You can make money with those gadgets. Of course, genuine, real business. Forget about the other stuff people are doing. People like Eda Washeke, I think he runs a school. James Mwangi. I was training somewhere in Dar es Salaam and we were giving an example of Equity and how they started and where they are and now they're in the region. And some girl lifted her hand, some lady lifted her hand. Is that James Mwangi married? If you know, you know. What does the person want? They just to go where the money has already been made. Make your money. Work and make your money. Don't wait to ask whether they are married. And some, even when they are married, you don't mind. Make your money. James Mwangi started from the ground. These days, he's in, if not trillions, he's somewhere near there. He's an entrepreneur. Sorry to say, sometimes when he's giving the financials, anaongeaga unasikia, ameongea kinyumbani. Lakini zile billions ziko kwa mfuko, mimi naweza kuwa polished kumuliko, lakini yes iko. So it doesn't matter whether you can speak fluent or you have mother tongue, hata kama ulimi ni musito, lakini unafanya biashara. So don't give any excuse. People like Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Henry Ford. Mpaka products zao zinaitwa majina yao. We need to be that place. As they are Eric Omondi, of course I'm not saying you will follow them because some of them I don't advocate what they do, but just to show you anyone can thrive. How come we don't have a Christian who is making Christian comedy to drive Christianity agenda? It's an opportunity for you. Go there to TikTok. Instead of dancing stuff that we don't want to see, put good stuff. People are hungry for the right stuff. We are crowded with nonsense. Oh, did I say nonsense kwa kanisa? What's the difference between business person and an entrepreneur? Because some of us might think, I'm an entrepreneur. Maybe you are just a business person. A business person is a market player. Market player is you go in the market and you do what the market is doing. You become one of the players in the pitch or on the pitch. While an entrepreneur is a market leader. Don't just play in the market, lead in the market. And that's why you need to identify that which does not exist. That which does not exist. Then you become the leader in that small thing. That when people are looking for product X or service X, you are the only one who came up with. You're a market leader, not market player. Pale kwenu hapo nje, kuna mama anauzaga ndizi na avocado na sukuma wiki na anakatakata. Useme, nimesomeshwa entrepreneurship, ndizi, avocado na sukuma wiki na nikatakata. You are just a business person. And you will not lead because they have been there. So you cannot come and do what they have been doing and lead. You are just playing in the market. The way people see matatu people and you think they are thriving, you put your matatu there, and then unaanza kukunywa tudawa to blood pressure. Because you just went to play in the market. I'm a victim. I've done things people were doing. But then I learned. I'm a trainer. And mostly I train on customer experience and training of trainers and business development. But there is a way I do it. And when I do it, you will come looking for me. There are millions who are doing it, but I'll do it slightly different. One time I trained somewhere, and in the morning when we are doing a recap, someone comes and tells me, thank you for the training of yesterday. You made me reconcile with my wife. What was I training yesterday? It was customer service. But I said it starts at home. So when this person goes home, he takes it literally, and I want to serve this person better. And that's what I was telling you, me, hii pulpit usiweke hapa, mimi nitaitumia hapa. I'll preach when I'm training. Anyway. So, businessmen, they are calculative in nature. Nitaweka 20,000. Nifanye hivi nipate 22. But an entrepreneur is intuitive nature. Of course, umelala na unapata idea. Thou shall never ignore a business idea. Even if unaotaga na hazitokeagi, ukiota na business idea, document it and start evaluating it. See whether this thing can actually work. Because some of you are dreamers. Of course, me sometimes nikiota hakuna kitu ina happen. So that's not my line. Ukiota labda ina happen. Ukipewa kamaono, ask yourself, could this be God speaking? Then what can I do with this that I have? Entrepreneurship. Another thing, characteristic is business people creates place in existing markets. Anaangalia, M-Pesa sasa dio, kama vile Dr. Mgoa anasema, newe ratigia dio inabakicha. So, akisema M-Pesa dio inabakicha, anaweka kaduka kake ka M-Pesa hapo. Then I realize I'm joining other loss-making businesses. But an entrepreneur looks at creating trends in new markets. Creating trends in new markets. Anytime you come up with a new concept, new idea, you can even price it the amount you want. Because it's not there. Does not exist. But if you bring what is existing, tutabagain tukwambia hata wale wanauza 50 bob, wewe unauzaje 60. Chukua that. Then you continue making losses. Ama niende kwa wale hata unaona yule. But when it's new, we will look for you. And when we look for you, we will pay what you ask for. And as long as what you're giving us is solving our problems. But be real, be genuine. Don't be like another person who was selling kikombe. And people are taking passports to travel to go and get hiyo kikombe. Nyi ya mwezi ya lewa, nyi mnajua kikombe ya baba. Ni ya babu ama ilikuwa ya babu? Ya babu. People with Range Rovers walikuwa wanaenda kunywa kikombe ya 20 bob. Can you imagine if you came up with a solution that people are hungry for, na ikuwe real, you can make billions in a day. While others are sleeping and saying there are no opportunities. Business people are profit-oriented, but entrepreneurs are people-oriented. And that's why I'm saying people have problems. Solve their problems. Make money from there. When you go to a business with profit mind, which is okay, it means when you don't make profit, you will quit. But if you are an entrepreneur and you're looking at solving people's problems, Guess what? Solve their problems, make your money. Charge them how much, whatever amount you want. Thou shalt not cut and paste. Look at what is happening. Be innovative. Do something different. As you work here in church, those who said, I work here in church, what else do you do? When we are not here on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on wherever. Unatungojea tu 2 hours on Sunday, unatushikanisha system, I work in church. What do you do the other 87 hours? Other 87? 24 hours times 6. Umekuwa ukifanya nini? When you tell me I'm a student, na mko na unit moja per week, what do you do the other days? Na nikiwa mkali uniambie. Bado, ni pande. Naongea na we. Naweza ambua God bless na nisikuone tena hapa. But I'm challenging you, that time that you have, free, idle time, what do you do? Well, someone is just recording a TikTok and it goes viral and they make money. What do? You use the little that you earned to put bundles to see someone else clip and you like and they make money and you become broke because you spend bundles on that person. Why can't we spend bundles on you? We can spend on you. So don't tell me I work in church and I only do 2 hours per day. What do you do in the other 16 hours? Because you still need about 6 hours to sleep. Hii age ni ya 6 hours. Sisi ndio wa 7 na 8. Juu tulichoka mapema. Umechoka na nini unalala 8 hours? Anyway, let's move on. Business people, they are conventional thinker, while entrepreneurs are unconventional. Unconventional is watu wanaelekea pande hii. Must you go that direction? Ask yourself, what will happen if I turn and I'm going this direction? That's where the money is. That's where the money is. That's why our comedians today, they will do something unorthodox so that they attract the audience. What are you doing yourself? Of course, within the right parameters. I don't advocate doing anything for the sake of the clout, but you can do something tangible. Entrepreneurs. So that hata hatutasumbuka kusema tukisoma Malachi, bring ye all the tithe in the house. Hiyo tujisomee na tulete bila kuambiwa, because we have made the money. But sio kuanza kusema si kanisa ingeni support nipate chakula na umelala 46 hours. Types of entrepreneurship. Small business. Why am I bringing this? So that you don't think that business are for the big people and all that. You can start small. That salon, that nail place, that kinyozi, that shoe, whatever, that's a business. But as you make my shoe, do it differently. So that I can see you have added some innovation into it. Don't be just like any other fundi. Mafundi kama mko hapa, fundi wa aina yoyote. Please, let's change the mindset we have out there. Where we say fundi mzuri ni wa kichwa juu lazima urudi nayo. Even you, nikikuja kwako kupima nguo, ishone on the time we have agreed. That's the innovativeness we want. Sio kuniambia nguo za harusi ya Saturday, kujia Friday jioni, then nakuja nakuta yangu size 37 imewekwa size 64. Na lazima nifunge mshipi juu wedding ni kesho. Because you didn't give it on time. Keeping time, ladies and gentlemen, very key. That is the uniqueness we need to have. That huyu fundi akikuambia atakuchorea mchoro wa nyumba yako in 1 week. Actually hata hiyo wiki yaishi, amekupatia. Tusianze kuongea, mafundi ni wale, they go to the same school. Change that. Change that. Scalable startups. Scalable startups is where you start a business with an opportunity to grow it. I will start with one branch here. If I get capital, I'll put another branch somewhere in Kiserian, somewhere in Ngong. Scalable. You start small, but you keep growing it. Keep building it. So it's you to check, what kind of an entrepreneur am I? Then large companies, multinationals, corporates. Of course, here let me talk to the first two. Hizo zingine tu ni za for your knowledge. Entrepreneurship, I talked about it. Even if you are employed, think beyond what your company is doing. What else can we do within this company now that they have the structures and I charge them? I get a bonus maybe because of my great ideas. And lastly, social entrepreneurship. This is where you do things for the society. You are doing business, but purely your aim is to change the community as much as maybe you don't make losses. For example, digging a borehole for the community to take water, and then you sell that water maybe at $1 for a 20-liter jerrycan. You are helping them, but you're also not making losses. So there's so much we can do. There's so much we can do. What are the objectives of an entrepreneur? Malengo yake ni yapi? Lengo kuu ni kuzitengeneza. Kuunda do. Kuunda do. Na sio ile tulikuwa tunatrainiwa, not kutrainiwa, kupreachiwa, money is the root of all evil. It becomes the root of all evil if it leads you. But when you lead your money, it's the best thing to have. Pesa ni nzuri. Ni tamu. Of course, when you are the leader to the money, not when the money leads you. So, one key thing is to make profits. Another one is to get new clients. Get new clients. So again, as an entrepreneur, you want to get into new markets. You want to get new people to buy your products because you cannot just depend on those who bought yesterday. Today, you need new people to buy. And that's why when you succeed as an entrepreneur, you don't go relaxing. Finally, I've hit it. No. You move to the next level to look for new business, new markets, as you adjust that which you are doing. Another objective is to innovate and utilizing resources. No, hatuna resources. Ka sisi watu young, hatunaga resources, waliendaga nazo zote. Tukaenda nazo wapi? Don't have the time. You have the time. Go collect for me that data. I'll pay you. So, uko na resources by the way. Ambia ujamaa ako next. Umwambie mazee uko na resources mob. I'm sure tu, ako nazo. Resources uko nazo. Time is a resource. Don't just think money. Money is just one of the resources. But if you utilize time well, then you can make the other resource. Your network is a resource. Who are you associating with? Unadeal na nani? Service imeisha, umechomoka. Haujasalimia watu. Haujawaambia unafanya nini, wapi, kwa nini. Unatoka tu, this is holy ground. We don't discuss anything else except this is holy ground. It is holy, but you're on this earth. You don't eat holiness. You eat food. Interact with people. In your estate, where you stay, do you know who is who where? Daktari, usha kuwa njiani unatembea, alafu ukaona parcel inatoka heaven, ikakuja ikaanguka hapa, ukachukua ukakuta ni do. Do utoka wapi? Do haitokagi huku, inatokaga hapa. Money is here. So, even as you pray and trust God, look around here. I'm seeking the face, but the money is here. Seek the money also. Your network, the people you associate with, the students you associate with. What is the nature of, what's the kind of friends you associate with in school? Those who are in colleges. Even at work, who are you associating with? What can they bring on the table? Can they give you ideas? Can they challenge your little mind? Ama we ndio kusema, na ukikutana na mtu anakuchallenge, una avoid your friendship. Kutana na watu wakupea idea. wakuambia unafikiria tu kaa kifaranga. Think. Huyo ndio mtu unahitaji. Someone to challenge you. Lakini we kaa ndio star and the match you make is 10 bob per day. What kind of a star are you? Associate with those who will tell you no, you can make 1,000. You can make 1,000. The other thing we need to look at is increasing productivity. If you worked for an hour and you made 1,000, can't you work for 5 hours? Can't you do 20 hours? Yet we are looking for people to support in many things. But are you even there? Ama kazi yako ni kusema niko kwa jam na kam. Then unachelewa. I'll give that work to someone else. There's a small thing I'm doing in the office, kitu ya kuwekelea something. There's a fundi who did partitioning for me. I've been calling him for 5 days. Niko at the river, kesho asubuhi niko hapo. Kesho asubuhi napiga umefika wapi? Hachukui simu. Yesterday I got someone else, he's there. He's sorting that. Pesa itaenda kwa adhiriva ama huyu alikuja. Then mnasema Nairobi mazee kumekauka. Kanairo ni shamba ya mawe. Wewe ndio mawe. Wewe ndio mawe. Pesa iko. Plan. Respect people's time. Respect quality. Again, don't come and give me trash and you say siku kulipa. Mi ukinipea trash, sita kulipa na uende ukaripot mahali unataka. I want quality. I'll pay for quality. Ukiwa hapo kwa hizo instruments, hizo equipment, give us quality. Sio sasa ni kazi ya kanisa. Kani ya kazi ya kanisa unutupatie pathetic step. Tutafute mtu atupatie. Everything you do it perfectly well. Whether in church, whether at home, whether in school, wherever, do it well. Not because of the money you make. Give quality and money locates quality. Acha nipause hapo, labda kuna maswali. I could be alone. Any comment, any question so far? Unajua nimewekewa timer. So tusipomaliza tutaendelea next time. Any comments? Any question? Karibu sana. Any question? Any clarification? Any complaint? Tuendelee. There are no complaints. You need to work with your clients. Don't work for your clients. Work with them. They are the people with problems. Find out how would you like the solution to come. Work with them. Charge them. You see the way doctors work with you? Unasikiaje? Alafu nikirara kama siku hizi za joto, mimi hata nasikiaga baridi na shagani. Alafu ukisikia baridi na ni wakati wa joto, they work with you. Alafu anakuambia pitia kwa reception. Hata akuambiagi amount. Unapitia reception, nasikia consultation ni 5,000. Gai kayeka hata kwani nini amefanya? Hiyo kuengage wewe kumwambia una sweat usiku. Hiyo ndio gritano. Si ndio tunauliza ni nini hiyo kukuongelesha, because they engaged you. But if you walked in akamwambia enda ukachukue dawa, they didn't engage you, akikucharge 5,000 you will complain. But interacting with you is money. It's money. Then connect with like-minded individuals. Look for your like. How many here are on LinkedIn? Anybody on LinkedIn? Okay. Who can define for us LinkedIn? Because wengine wananiangalia hiyo hatuna branch ya LinkedIn huku. How many of us are on LinkedIn? I saw a few hands. The rest, if you're not on LinkedIn, ask the person who lifted their hand and get into LinkedIn. That's where opportunities are. I've paid someone to work on I am on LinkedIn forever. But someone looked at my LinkedIn akaniambia, Paul, you are not selling yourself well. LinkedIn says this, it's okay. But what you offer is higher than what you are saying. So I'm paying someone to do my LinkedIn. So that you read my LinkedIn, utaanza kuongea na secretary wangu, although sina sahi. Because that's where people go. There are jobs that come through LinkedIn. Wewe shinda hapo Facebook, Malindi, here I come. Nobody is looking for people who go to Malindi. They look for people who are offering solutions. So get into those channels. Twitter was another place until the other day I saw some things on Twitter and said it has been abused. So if you want to grow, I'm not saying it's wrong to be on TikTok, but can you do TikTok to sell? Or do TikTok for fun, but go to LinkedIn, update who you are. I will not advertise for a job. I go to LinkedIn, system analyst. It will give me 20. Then I open the 20. I see who has what I need. I inbox you. Then I inbox you. We start discussing. Who knows? You might be successful. People are getting jobs through LinkedIn. People are getting businesses through LinkedIn. It's just one of the ways. There are many other channels. I'm just biased because of that's where personally sometimes I've gotten deals. Yet it's still not up to speed. Na usiende kwa LinkedIn kusema your hobby is sleeping. As much as you love sleeping, nobody is looking for a sleeper. Wanaitwa sleeper? Slumber. Najua saa kuna lesson moja nilimisi ya English, nikawaita sleeper. Nobody is looking for someone who likes slumbering. After all, there is a verse that says, a little slumber, a little nenini, and poverty. Poverty inaingia mahali kumerarwa. So keep prayer. Keep prayer. Poverty itaingia. Importance of entrepreneurship. As you make your money, you are creating employment. You are innovative. You are challenging people. You create impact in the society. You do community development. If I make money, I go back to the village because I belong to the village. Nikifika huko, sitaiacha vile niliipata. Maybe nitalipa mtu afyeke pakae kama kuna life. Nimeacha tu kamia kamefagia. So as I make money here, I am building the community, whether locked here or out there. So that hautatukataza kukuja kwenu ushago. Usitukazaze kuja kwenu. Because you have made money, you have helped them. They may not be where we are in the city, but at least you will help the community. There is increased standard of living, both yours and for the society you are in. Because again, when you make money, usikule yote peke yako. Ya kanisa ikishafika na ya Kaisari ni KRA, then hiyo ingine kura kidogo, tupatie kidogo. Tukule. Because it's okay to make money na mwingine hana pesa. Maybe there is something beyond the entrepreneurship. There is a hand of God and the favor of God. So please remember that's one whose God favor is not that much. Ama God ana favor kila mtu, then that's not favor. Favor cannot be to everybody. Favor is selective. Okay? Then supports research and development. When you do something unique, now we come and start enhancing it. It supports that. Maybe at this point, let's stand, because you've been seated for long. Not that I'm about to finish. Mulikuja late, so just look around and see someone who seems like they're understanding what I'm saying, and go ask them what they have learned. Just someone who seems like they're understanding. Anyone who seems like they're understanding, talk to them in 1 minute. We'll be kicking off in 30 seconds, so please as you walk out. The guys at the back, are you running it? Please tell the other person what you've done. as we take our seats. Let's take our seats. Let's take our seats. Sorry. So, I know that person has told you what they have learned. Did you tell them what you've learned? The next thing is you will tell them what you're going to do differently. So as we go through this, it's not just stock of information. We want actions. We want actions. So what will you do differently from here? I want us to look at an image that is on your screen and tell me how many animals or creatures can you see? How many creatures can you see? And you have 10, 20 seconds. How many creatures can you see? In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How many creatures did you see? Okay, let's hear from there. 7, 6. How many creatures do you see? 5, 6. You saw 3, you walked in when it was already there. 3, 6, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8. And online, how many creatures do you see? 8, 7. Now, someone says 8, and somebody is wondering, are you Googling? Maybe if you don't Google. Someone says 8, and someone says, what? Now, if I tell you there are more than 8, will you believe me? If I tell you there are 14, utakubaliana? Hapo 14 hapana. 14 wacha. If I tell you there are 16, will you believe? What this thing is challenging us to do is, as an entrepreneur, there are so many opportunities in one small space. But then you need that extra eye, that extra ear, that extra mind to see beyond what everybody else is seeing. Those who saw 5, what and what and what did you see? Let's start with the guy out there. You saw what and what and what? A fish? Mouse? Cat? Hizo. Nani ataongeza kutoka zile zimeonekana? You saw a horse? Okay. You saw a sungura? Uliona? Sio sahi, ile niliweka before. Wewe uliona nini ingine? Zimesemwa zote. You saw a dog? Zimesemwa. Nyinyi mliona nini hapa? Zimesemwa zote. Zimesemwa. You saw a rat? Huku umeona horse, wewe uliona nini? Wacha na horse, hiyo horse ni biashara yake. Wewe umeona biashara gani? Uliona fish, rat, elephant, a dog? Uliona nini ama zimesemwa? Oh, haukuwa. Zimesemwa. Zimesemwa. Donkey. Aliona donkey. Zimesemwa. Rabbit, zimesemwa. Hata zikiwa 8. So are you seeing how nataka kuanzisha biashara? Hiyo inafanywa. Hiyo iko na wengine. But within the same environment, there are more opportunities. There are more opportunities. Maybe the image may not be that sharp, but there are some small businesses that exist there to a point where I think all of us can get a unique business from that. Let me just show you some of the animals, some of us we don't even know, and that's where innovativeness comes in. There are 16 living creatures in that one image. $16. The best we have gone is 50%, 8. So there is another 8 or 50% that has not been occupied. There are 50% business opportunities that exist if you invest in looking at the market, scanning the market. So, ladies and gentlemen, an entrepreneur does not just look at the jua. The sun is so hot, there's nothing we can do. An entrepreneur does not say, COVID is here with us, there's nothing I can do. An entrepreneur cannot say, the society is rotten, a lot of evil, there's nothing I can do. An entrepreneur does not say, it is corrupt, the environment is corrupt, I cannot get business. There's a lot you can do. 16. The best we got was 50%, that's 8. And then imesemwa. Na hiyo idea umefikiria, hiyo wanafanya. Na hii ingine wanafanya. Think there are many things that are not being done. Muione tena. The market has moved. There are 16, yes. Ask. Where is the other kipasa sauti? There's a question here.
I'm looking at myself.
Yes.
And the place of thinking.
Yes.
Is there a way someone can be helped to think? Because I think of a business. I always find myself doing what others are doing. What style or method or that can make me more intuitive than just doing what others do? That to me is my greatest challenge. Because I have the desire, I want to do it, but tafanya tu ile mwingine amefanya.
Okay.
The
thinking part.
Practice, yeah.
Is there a place you can go and be trained how to think? Yes and no. But then, thinking is not cheap. Thinking is expensive. And that's where consultants will thrive. We think for people because they don't want to think. We come and tell them things they know, but they didn't think they know. So you need to be intentional in challenging your thinking. And again, don't think today. If you want to succeed as an entrepreneur, think tomorrow. Where are we going tomorrow? What will be the challenges of tomorrow? A business person thinks yesterday. Yesterday there was no food. Wacha niende Marigiti nikalete chakula, jana hakukua. But now an entrepreneur will look at the way the trend is going. Where are we likely to be tomorrow? So that you start preparing for solutions so that by the time people are facing the problem, unaambia here your answer is. So you got to, don't look at what others are doing. Look at what challenges are we facing. If this environment continues like this, no rains, no nothing, where do you think we'll be 5 years from today? There'll be more problems. So can you think of a solution of them? So that you can become a market leader. If you see, nataka hii inafanywa, then you will be a market player. I hope, Pastor, I've answered you. I was talking to someone. Yes, you have a question?
I just wanted to make a comment.
Okay.
So, I think, Pastor, that is really a very important issue. And like Paul has said, so that is why we bring in guests like Paul, like this, to help us in the thinking. Because even if you see 16 animals there and you pick one that other people have not seen and you want to do that business, there is also the thinking that then how do I make money? What tools do I use so that I make money from the fish? Initially, I had not seen the fish. When you, you shot the 16, now I can see the fish very clearly. So, but how do I make money from the fish? So then that is when now we need to come together to sharpen each other, to learn from each other, to help each other to think. There is a model that is called the business model canvas. It is a very useful thing, but most people don't use it. It helps you to think through, to see in your business, where does money come from? It is just a tool to help you to think through. So how do I make money? So I think we can help each other to think about where to put the business, how to make the money. And that's why such seminars are really, really important.
Thanks, Daktari, for that. We can help you think, but what kills us is niko na kaidia yangu na akawataiba. You need to know who needs to know of that idea. You don't trust everyone with your idea. And that's why such a forum here can help you, because you know there is no way if you share an idea with me, I can disappear with it. But out there, kuna shida. So identify those who you can share with the ideas, and they'll tell you, now you can innovate this way. Okay, I think we can proceed. Or there is another question? Okay. So what are the factors that affect business? This one, some of us, we learn them in school, others are learning them in schools, others will learn them here and then in school. And what am I talking about? Who can just shout the acronym? What are the factors that affect businesses? Competition. Now you have answered a different question, but it's okay. Competition. Another factor? Politics. Thank you. Another one? Capital. Zimesemwa zote. Another one that affects businesses. Weather. Another one? Market. Another one? Any other factor that affects business? Who remembers something in unit 647 in the afternoon, someone talking about pastel? Anyone who remembers pastel? Those who have gone to that level? Pastel. What does pastel stand for? P for? F for politics. E for? Environmental. S for? Social. E for? T for? Technological. E for? Pastel. There's another E. And then L for? Ego. Legal. But there's E, you have not told me. Economic. As an entrepreneur, we are not saying you understand or cram pastel, but it's good for you to be aware of the things that will affect you as you do your business. As you come up with your ideas, what will affect you? It's that pastel. Sorry, the font is a bit small and the screen is a bit far for some of us. But on political, we are looking at government policy. Umefungua ka kiosk, kajo inakuja. Na iko inakuja before. Wanaanza kukuja. Because kuna issues you need to do in the environment. Kuna political stability. Are we all Kenyans here? Or do we have international people? If you look around. We are Kenyans. Now, si munajua siasa vile zinatupelekaga. Uko na kabiashara kako, siasa zinakuja, kana crash. Because either we are not buying, or we have gone the other route, hiyo shop ni ya hii kabila, hii ni ya huyu, then We are affected as a business when it comes to issues of politics in our land. We are affected by matters of corruption. I've filled a tender, I want to do training in this organization, I've quoted, then they start calling me. Now we need to talk. Yet I had attached all the documents that they wanted. Which other talk do you want? It's a tough market for us who are of the faith. And that's why you of faith, why are you giving work to someone who is out there? Na mimi wataninyima huko nje. Si unipe hiyo kazi. Alafu unajua nitaleta 10 hapa tukute carpet. So munaninyima, munapeana huko nje. Na huko nje mimi nanyimwa. Then you force me to start talking on phone with them. No, give us those jobs. Give these people those jobs. As long as someone will give you quality. Of course, because again, sorry to say, some church people, you don't give quality, you just say, I trust God. Trust God and give quality. That's right. So give us those jobs. We'll deliver stuff. So corruption is a mess in this country. I'm sorry, even people of faith out there, they will still tell you, let's meet. Where? Mutaniitia hizo jobs hata kama. Then tax policy, labor laws, you hire someone, you have an idea, you start a business, the law tells you the minimum wage is this much and the profit is this much. Will you afford that person? It's a challenge that we have. The other one is trade restrictions. You cannot do this. You cannot import from this country. You are restricted. On economic growth. For example, the cost of living is quite high currently. So will people have money to buy phones and they sleep hungry? So if you are selling phones, you may not sell many units because people cannot afford. The economic times are hard. If we are thriving economically, people can afford basic needs, then they can go to luxuries. So even as you come up with your business, ask yourself, which category of service am I offering? Is it the basic need, that which people cannot survive without? Or it is a self-esteem product, the topmost? Driving a Jaguar. For me, that would be self-actualization, huko juu. Lakini itaendesha Jaguar na njaa. So, at the time, as time changes, you look at what is the right thing to deal with now. What's the right thing to deal with? People are focusing on at least meeting the bare minimum. If the economy is improving, you go improving with them. But that does not mean because I'm sleeping hungry, everybody is sleeping hungry. Then, kama unauza magari, usikuje kwa wale wanalala njaa. Enda kwa market mahali kulala njaa walisahau. Uwauzie magari. Are you following the concept? So scan the market. Know where can I sell my products. You don't go to the village to sell some stuff they can't buy. Unaenda mahali hakunaga stima na unapelekea mtu iPhone Pro Max. Unaanza kusia, tone tola tobine yawa, ni ile ya kuvinya ama ni ya ketole. No, hizo uza hapa. Peleka Katululu uko. So you need to understand, where do I do my business? Where is the money? Issues to do with interest rates, unemployment rates, and I challenged that earlier. Then social. The social fabric is changing. The society is changing. Parents in the house, you know, how we were brought up is not the way we brought up these people. Even when we want to bring them up the way we were brought, imetushinda. Because the society is changing. So you cannot do business the way we did it last year. You must move with the trends. I know this is strange, but sometimes I see in my house, we are having evening meal, and everybody's on their phone until I ask them, are you Googling how to chew? And then they look at me and they, yaka mzee kichwa ilichapa. Because what's wrong? Si mdomo ndio inakula. Kwani macho inafanya kazi gani? See, I can multitask. So you let them be. I've tried to stop that. Imenilemea. And we kama umesucceed, shukuru Mungu. Mi imenilemea. And if they watch, they know, imenilemea mmeshinda hapo kwa kutumia simu mukikula. The social fabric has changed. The other day, again, my son is telling me that in the university, they are doing elections. Then anakuja nyumbani, ananiambia, hey mazi, jamaa mwingine hapo na ni mzee na ana campaign, anataka kukuwa leader wa students. Hiyo ikanigonga mahali kwa sasa, huyo kwani ni age yangu, anafanya nini shule? Nikamwambia, hey, kwani how old is the guy? Imagine the guy is 33 na anataka kukuwa leader. To this guy, 33 is such an old person. So kama huyo ni old, mi kuna mwingine ananiambia sasa nyinyi ni fossils. Nyinyi ni fossils. While some years back, people our age, we were the strong people who did things. Now we are being called fossils. 33, you are campaigning to be a leader. 33, you've not even started living. Na umeambiwa wewe you cannot campaign. So kumebadilika. So as kunabadilika hivyo, you cannot do business kama those days. The changes, the trends, the society has changed. Technology. And I think in my presentation I've talked about technology. And many people we saw earlier, they are thriving through technology. Early in my days in the bank, we got the first computers. They were meant for the branch managers. So zilitukuta, by the computers zilitukuta, zikaletwa, manager anaangalia, hii inatumiwa waje, put it there at the corner and you cover it. Walizikava because wanafanyia nini nazo? To a point where people went to school to study secretarial so that they can be hired by the bosses to type for them. I'll never forget the first time somebody typed a letter and they gave to me. Naangalia haya. Then secretaries became the in thing. Today, who hires a secretary to do typing? You can actually go to your whatever gadget and tell, I need this minute as follows. The meeting started at 8:30 with a word of prayer by so, and it's typing for you itself. Halafu nasikia mtu amemaliza shule, nataka kusomea sekretari. Ukafanyie nani kazi? Can't you check the environment we are in? So even as you choose what you are going to do, is it something that has been passed by time? I used to see people, they are doing Zoom meetings. To me, I was saying, forget about this. Mimi natakaga live, face to face. I deal face to face contact, body language. Yeah, it's more effective. COVID ikakuja. I was at Upper Hill training on contact center issues. Then I had a TOT in Radisson Blue, the one at Arboretum, with 15 people registered for TOT at 30,000 per person. Fanya hesabu. Nilikuwa nimefanya hesabu. Then, naona breaking news. One of our good person akasema, fellow Kenyans, brothers and sisters, we have our first coronavirus. Kimeumana. It was Rongai. Tell you what, I actually fought that environment. Kasema no, one case cannot stop trainings. Nitamaliza hii, next week niko huko, 30,015 toa costs. All in the name of looking for school fees. Alafu tunawalipia mnaenda kucheza. The third incident, nimeamka mapema, I have an online meeting. This one I had advertised and I had an audience. It's still free because I'm creating the awareness so that I can start charging. Nimeamka. Kenya Power imeamua hii eneo hamutakuwa na stima. Na ndio nimeamka na session inaanza in the next half an hour. What do I do? Call some people. We, kwenu kuna stima? Kwetu iko. ingia gari, weka bana, vaa vizuri. Although kuna siku tulikuwa tunawatrain tukiwa na kinyasa, lakini hapa niko na tai. Msiambie watu. Nikateremuka kwa wenyewe, weka bana, weka hai. Customer experience is na niko kwa wenyewe juu kwangu sina stima. All in the name of the risks we take, the extra mile we go to make sure that things are running. Technology. Technology. The last one, the second last is the weather. It's okay, and I'm not trying to negate other factors. It's okay to pray for the rains, but you cannot go planting now. Please, usioteshe mahindi sahi. Hiyo haitaota. Understand the weather patterns and understand what this pattern will do to your business. Ulale uone uko na maono. Mungu amekuonyesha kuna biashara. Uende Raymond bado wako. Ulete mablanketi ya kuuza sahi. Niko na stock. Stock shop yangu na blanketi. Wacha uone wakikuja. Nani ananunua blanketi sahi? Zile tuko nazo tumeweka. Tunajifunika tuka shit because of the weather. So hata kaa ni maono, check with someone. Blanketi sahi zinaweza kuwa zikona. Kaa ni blanketi peleka Limuru. Juko sijui kaa jua inafikaga. But understand your market. Then legal. Let us do good, clean business. There are opportunities for clean business. Abide with the legal requirements. If you need a certificate to operate your business, get it. Sio kila saa nasikia wako around. Unafunga. Na saa ile unafunga ndio Mungu alikuwa amekuletea client. Wamefunga. Why? Unaogopa kulipa license ya 4,000, unapoteza 40,000 because of your closure. So as you do your calculated risk, factor in the legal requirements. It's sometimes a shame when we are also caught up in the mix of people who are not complying. DJC alitumana mzee akatoa doo kwa fish. Si ndio? Unakumbuka hiyo story? Akatoa doo kwa fish. Sasa hiyo fish by the way nikiikuta ningeiuliza ulimeza doo ukiwa wapi? Ulikuwa wapi kuna? Anyway, that's not a story for today. Enda toa hiyo fish, alafu hizo doo ziko hapo, lipa Kaisari yake na hizo zingine tutumie. Mbona hutaki kulipa Kaisari? Fishi iko, umetoa do, lakini kuna za Kaisari, za kutujengea barabara, za kuweka stima. Una complain hakuna stima na wewe ndio ulipi za Kaisari. Utawekewa stima na nini? Pay what you need to pay. It's painful, yes, but you need to pay. So that you have a clean business. Where I have my office, people always wonder, why am I not closing when the kanjo is going round? Because when I close, first, I'm disobeying the structure of the land. And then, nakuja hapa Sunday, open the floodgates of heaven and bless me. But you're not respecting where you're operating. You utafanya damage control kesho. So you need to comply with the requirement. Lipa license if you need to pay. Na kama huna pesa, tafuta pesa ulipe license. Fungua shop yako. Wacha wakuje uambie ndio hii. Na ya fire, kwani kuna ya fire. Shop kama hii, kama sina, nitakata ya fire kesho. Let's abide. Painful as it is, let's abide. It makes you feel comfortable that you're not stealing from the government, even when it is stealing from you. Even when the government is stealing from you, don't steal from it. It's costly, but don't. And I believe that's where now the divine comes in, to see how honest and how you are a person of integrity. Then now that's where divine comes and he blesses the work of your hands. Yeah, do the right thing. What are the challenges we face as entrepreneurs? Deciding what to sell. Deciding what to sell. I need to agree, what's that farthest I can go? Maximum. I can see time is up. I have a few slides I can, yeah. Can we take tea as we do question and answer, maybe? Right. Yeah. So, what are the challenges we face deciding what to sell? As Pastor Joshua was asking, now nikiangalia hii inauzwa, hii inauzwa, hii inauzwa. And that's why I started by saying, look for the problems and the answers will be bought. The second one is marketing. Now I have this product. How can I market? In this era of technology, marketing is not the billboards we put and the trucks that we put. It is taking advantage of the space that is available. For example, someone says they could not come in here, but they are watching from where they are. So, as I speak here to this audience, I'm marketing this brand through the system online. And I hope you also tagged my hurdles. Lazima GPT-RONGAI Men Fellowship, hashtag whatever, Inspire Resource Center. Kwa mnafikiri mi watajua niko aje? Juu kesho wataniita sasa wanitengeneze. Daktari, wao wataniita wanitengeneze. If you know, you know. So, marketing, you need to use the space that is available. Don't feel shy of shouting about what you do. Just because I stood and say, I'm a business management consultant, na unauzaga nyanya waseme sasa, huu ni consultant, business, sasa wanyanya, unadi-introduce kusema nini mambo ya nyanya. Tell us you deal with tomatoes, because we'll need to eat tomorrow. We'll come and buy from you. Never shy away from talking about what you do. And of course, as long as it's genuine and clean. Tell us what you do. We buy people before we buy their products. The other one is hiring talent. It's another challenge that we face. I have an idea, I have some resources, I start a business, but I look for someone who can run that business for me. Siwapati. And then watasema, unemployment, jobs. But me, I can't find talent because them, they can't do such. No, I don't do such. No, that one is for the old. Me, I'm young. You are young without money and you can't do what old people do. Huh? Uko young, unado. Tunakupea idea, unasema, hizo ni mambo za tene, hizo, who does that? No, do it, make money. Hakuna pesa imechorwa wazee. Siku hizi hata walitoa picha za watu, si ndio? Hakuna picha. So, money is money. Do what you need to do, regardless of what your peers are saying. The other one is delegating authority. It's a challenge. And maybe in future we may want to talk about this. I have a business, I'm running a business, but I'm overwhelmed, but I can't delegate. I'm going up country, I have to close my business because I don't trust anyone. So I lose money, I lose opportunities because I cannot delegate to anybody. Hii ni vision yangu, hii ni vision maono yangu, naachia nani? What a spoil. Learn how you can leave others to do your business. There's something called succession planning, which is killing businesses in this country. Someone is prominent, they are making money, franchise. When they relocate to the other world, their businesses go down. Why? They were the sweepers, the cleaners, the tea people, the accountant, the MD. They take minutes in their own meeting. So when they are not there, nothing runs. We need to learn to let go. As I grow, I need to grow from one level of glory to another, even in my business. That I'm not the one now who opens the office at 8. Maybe I need to be seated somewhere strategizing. 8 o'clock, wacha mtu mwingine afungue ofisi. Delegating authority. You cannot be everything. You are limited. You are a human being. I'm not an accountant. By the way, I'm not a figures person. But then I need a figures person to do what I cannot do. I delegate. The other issue is around managing time. Ladies and gentlemen, here we need a session on time management? For all of us. And I'll give you a story then about how I learned the hard way to manage time. Yeah. When I missed an opportunity just because of 5 minutes lateness. And then I worked with some whites for a period of time. Time sichezagi na time. Because opportunity ikienda, hiyo imeenda. Huwezi kimbizana nayo, imegrabiwa na imeenda. So time management is very key. When you tell us you are 20 what? Are you 20 yet? 20. You are 20. What is that 20? That is your time. It's the time you have lived. So if you abuse the time you have lived, it's like killing yourself. So your time is your life. I'm just 20 what? Am I 21? Yeah, that's my time. That's my life. Kama ulikuwa unafikiri nimefikisha 30. Niko hapo tu. Kuna mahali niweka full stop. So that's my life. So if I play with my time, I'm playing with my life. And hence the reason you will find someone advanced in the number of years, but behaving 10 years back. They didn't manage their time. Tutoke hapo. Hapo nikianza naendaga ndani na sitaki. Tutachelewa. The other one is inadequate business skills. Thank God, Dr. Magoha and the others, we are here to learn these skills. What can we do to get these skills? The other one is limited access to credit. It is limited, but it can only be limited if you don't want to partner with people. We have people with money without skills or knowledge or time. Can't you look around and see this idea, who can I partner with? 14 years ago, someone calls me and tells me, I need you to give me a loan. I want to start a business. I was working in the bank then. I told them, no, have you applied maybe through the bank? I don't give loans as an individual. Maybe you use the bank. No, najua si qualify kupata kwa bank. Na sasa loan mimi, nikupe loan. Niko na hizo do. Nikamwambia, by the way, how much is this you're looking forward to getting? Guess how much he was looking for to set up a business 14 years ago? He told me 5,000. You give me 5,000, I'll be able to do this and this and this, and I'll be able to refund you in this bit for a period of this. He had done his homework, he had done his calculation, and he knows all I'm missing is a credit. And I thought, this one does not require a loan. He needs a boost. Here is the 5,000. Don't refund. When you accumulate, put it back in the business so that it thrives. The story is different today. The guy is now stable. Of course, he may not remember the amount, but now the guy is stable. So we have people who can give you the money. As long as you are honest, sio pesa ya kupeleka babe kukunywa chai. Unaniitisha pesa ya biashara unapeleka. Ama mnafikiria tujui mnawapeleka na unamlipia Uber alafu unarudi na nduthi. Ngiri 5 imeenda. Oh, sorry, niko on air. The other one is greater personal responsibility. Taking responsibility of yourself. Don't wait to be governed. Anytime you feel like we are monitoring, where are you, what are you doing, you've not taken responsibility. Take responsibility that you can actually take care of yourself and your business, whatever, wherever. Even as with young people, the moment we are tracking you is because you are demonstrating to us you are not responsible. Once you show me you are responsible, fine. So even as a business person, take responsibility. Sio kufanya biashara na moods. Leo mimi sijisikii. Leo hapana. Wacha nitaamka kesho. After all, God orders our steps. He orders them. But when it comes to biashara, fungua. I need that packet of unga now. He will not order my stomach to wait until tomorrow. If I don't get unga, I'll buy elsewhere. Then competition and other established businesses. And that's why, as you think about your business, do it uniquely. Because if you do like them, you are just playing in their league. In strategy, there is what we call red ocean and blue ocean, if I'm not lost. Where when you swim in the red ocean, red signifies blood. This is where everything is happening. People are cutting each other. It's a small ocean and everybody is there. That's why it's bloody, it's messy. Swim in the blue ocean. You are alone there. You're making money there. But M-Pesa shop, there are 7 here and here. So you are just fighting for that customer. Mpaka mnaanza kwamba M-Pesa, M-Pesa. Weka mahali watu ndio watakuuliza, do you have? Instead of where, kuja, tuko nayo. There are places you go in town and you're going to buy whatever you are buying, and they have to stand and block you to call you, because that's bloody. It's red ocean. Do something that others are not doing. Even if you do what they are doing, do it differently, so that you are swimming in your own swimming pool. Mali mnaenda swimming sahi, kanisa yote imeenda hapo na shule ikuje, kila mtu anatafuta space. Are you even going to swim, or you are going to stand on one spot in the swimming pool? Get the blue ocean. You'll be alone there. And that's where the money is. Remember those friends of mine? Those who can relate, you remember them? The boss decided to go to Maldives to enjoy his sweat. Kujienjoy. Na akawashia. Hey, we, rudi kiti ya nyuma, unafanya nisema akawashia. Akawachia some talents. Here, 5, 2, 1. And people think that boss was not fair. Angewapatia 3, 3, 3. Ama ongezezi kuwe 12, wapatie 4, 4, 4. No, that's what he had. But he looked at him, you can manage 5. You can manage 2. You can manage 1. What happens? What happened, rather? The one with 5 maximized the effort, brought 5. The one with 2 maximized the effort, brought 2 more. So the 5 brought 100%. The 2 brought 100%. The one who had 1, what would be the minimum expectation that they bring? They just do 100%. They bring 1, so he has 2. What did he do? Oh, e-government. Oh, the environment. Oh, after my parents didn't pay school fees. Oh, I'm not a good speaker like so-and-so. Oh, that which you have been given, what are you doing with it? See what happened? That which you have and you are not activating it, it will be taken away. Yeah. That business idea you have and you keep rotating around it and you are doing nothing, it will be taken away. And no wonder when you dream about an idea and you sleep and you don't activate it, 2 days, 3 months, 4 months, 1 year down the line, you find someone doing exactly what you had seen. I've been a victim. And a number of us have been. You have an idea. Tell you what, there is something that just happened. You get that. Remember, we say entrepreneurs is about intuition. You get this feeling that this place, this can thrive. You sleep on the job. Unapita unashangaa, haya, nilikuwa nataka kuuzia chipo hapa. Imagine wameweka. Unaambia, I bind you devil. Unabind devil na wewe ndio ulilala na idea. Acha devil washughulikie shida zake. Wewe deal na shida zako. You slept on the idea. Ungeamka that day useme, the whole of this street, from that side to this side, I have not seen any chips place. Because I believe in Rongai hakuna French fries. Sindio? Rongai ni chips. So, unaangalia unajua now hapa unajua hapa hakuna mahali kuna chips. Okay, if there are chips, unaangalia unajua hakuna French fries. Una set shop ya French fries. Go and check the difference between chips and French fries. So that little that you have, what are you doing about it? Feel free to stop me. This is what I do daily. I know when you know the spirit, me yangu sio spirit ni anointing. Yeah. So, entrepreneurial mistake. What are the mistakes we make as business people? Remember, there's a difference between the challenges we face and the mistakes we make. You may not overcome the challenges because they're there, but your mistakes you can sort. One is neglecting to make a plan. What is your plan? And don't be scared by a business plan that we do 50 pages, 100 pages. This idea you have you asked yourself those questions? And we will highlight some of those questions shortly. If you don't have a plan, ni kuamka tu, hujascan environment, umeona an empty space, umeenda umehire the space. You didn't plan that hii itachukua 20,000, niko na 50. That itabakisha, italeta stock na nini. Ama unaenda kwa shop ambayo watu hawakai, imefunguliwa leo, imefungwa. You didn't scan to find out, why is this shop always vacant? I know on the flip side, God has ministered to me. He has prepared a shop for me. It's okay if it is clean. Maybe the landlord has issues with that shop. Plan for your business. Plan for your business. You know, I'm pausing because there's another photographer who has stood in front and he's taking me photos with his phone. So if you share them, share with good comments. Useme aka ndio kalitudireisha ndio sijakuja hiyo meeting nyingine. So the next one is inadequate financial preparation. If you don't prepare well, then there will be challenges. My reference point is this place where it says, if a builder wants to build, they first sit and count the cost. So plan, niko na 20,000 and I need this. This will spend this. Come up with your budget that this is what I need to run this. So count your cost and then failing to monitor progress and adjust. Unaangalia progress. Nilianza biashara yangu ya kuuza mayai last month, nikauza crates 5. Nikaongeza zikakuwa 20. Nikauza crates 3. Nikarudia nikanunua zikawa 30. Nikauza crates 2. Are you monitoring what's going on? You are increasing the stock, but the sales are diminishing. And you fail to adjust. Or you buy 5 crates, you sell the whole 5 crates, and customers are saying, do you have more? You say, I don't have more. Tomorrow you still buy 5. You sell them in 2 hours. You still buy 5. No, adjust according to the market. They want more. When they want less, see whether it's you who needs to change something. If they want more, what are the opportunities that we have? The other one is about buying assets with your cash flows. Umefanya biashara, umeuza. Ulikuwa na 20,000, umepata 25,000. Alafu ndio unaanza kugugu the prices of iPhone Pro Max in Kenya. Ilikuwa ya biashara. Umeipeleka kwa simu. Na biashara yako sio kuuza simu. So you are eating the capital to buy other things. And maybe these assets are not even going to help you to drive the business. Pesa ya biashara, ikuwe ya biashara. If you have allocated yourself a small income from the business, that small income is what you spend to buy other things. Kama umeuza na allocation yako ni 500 per day, alafu siku hiyo ndio unasema wazee mko wapi mazee, we can hook up, leo nimeuza na uko na 500 ndio yako, muende mkule capital. Then unakuja hapa kusema tukuombee biashara imekata, na wewe ndio ulikula capital. No, hizo maombi, okay, maybe wengine wataomba, mimi siombi. Mimi nitakwambia, don't eat your cash flow. Don't spend it inappropriately. Sometimes we avoid outside help. Let's get outside help. If I know I cannot do this, yet I know once I get it to help me, seek for that help, appropriately though. Not just anybody is happy when you're doing some of these things. Get help from outside. Sometimes we set the wrong prices. Unauza kitu double the price of what others are selling. We will not buy. We also want quality but a reasonable price. At times, you set very low price where you've not factored in your cost of the inputs and maybe the materials and all that. So check what is going on in the market. How do you price your products? How do you price your services? There's a time I was launching my book. I've written a book on service, and I was looking for an influencer. Of course, I knew my budget cannot allow me to get the Terence, those guys. So I looked for someone who looked like they were trying. Then the guy asked me for 25,000, na hata hajulikani, hana followers, akona wachache, but anaitisha 25, nikamwambia, I'll think about it. I'm still thinking, na nililaunch the book. Because he priced himself so high than where his level is. So check where you are, check where the market is, check the margin. Don't produce an item at 10 shillings and you want to make 200 shillings. But also don't make it with 200 shillings and you are selling it at 200 shillings. Doesn't make business sense. Ignoring technology. I gave my own example where Zoom, it's not my thing. Sisi ni face to face. You see the price I had to pay. Then neglecting online marketing. I think I've talked about this indirectly. Get out there in the market. People are in their houses and they want services. Take services to them through online. Go to that Facebook, promote that product. Pay about 1,000 shillings and you get so many people liking it. Sell. If you sell 10 items, one goes to the cost of advertising. So don't wait that people will pass by the shop. Tell them the shop is here by going to their houses. We have access to people's houses these days without passing through the gate. Go to their houses. Already I'm going to people's houses. They are sleeping. Mtu ako tu kwa Facebook na ananiwatch. Nimempelekea hii ujumbe. Chai tu ndio hata kunywa juu hatuwezi mpelekea chai online. So take services to people through online. We can take questions? Okay, good. Any questions? I'm told we take questions so that we can also do other stuff. Yes, sir. Where is the mic?
Thank you. Technology. So, thank you very much for what you said. It's quite inspiring and enlightening. One question or two. I think that entrepreneurship the big resource that many people would have at no cost is the idea.
Is that?
The idea.
Okay. Then
you said something about limited credit, not unavailability of credit.
Yes.
And can you say something about how then, when people have ideas, how then do they position themselves to be in a position to attract resources? Because I think that is also a challenge. You have an idea, probably who you go to. You are not creditworthy to the bank, but maybe there are people that can trust you. What is it that it takes for you to be able to attract resources? Number two, about branding, because branding is also an issue, because I think also branding has an issue. People are willing to pay a little bit more for something they trust, and that could even be the person, than just literal for somebody something they don't know. So how does that come in? How does that play into entrepreneurship?
Okay, those are two questions. I want to take few so that maybe unless someone then writes for me, because my memory sometimes I cannot recall all of them. So someone take for me the questions.
It's from the online.
Okay, go ahead.
There is so much corruption in bidding processes in Kenya. Some victims call it urgency and claim it's even included in contracts in the US. Others say it's appreciation and not bribe. What's your take? And is it possible to thrive in Kenyan business cleanly?
Okay, those are two questions in one. And I have two here. Who is taking the questions for me? So that I try to remember all of them. Bring all the questions. Questions? Maybe as we think of more questions, okay, there is one here and one there.
Well, my question is this. You discouraged us from doing the same business that my brother is doing. For example, he's doing M-Pesa, and I feel deep inside of me, I also need to do M-Pesa. So simply because it's flooded, and somehow I have a different idea on how to do it, though it's still M-Pesa. Now, do I not go and do the same M-Pesa? M-Pesa is just, So in me, I feel it. And nimeyota pia na nimepanga, nimefanya nini. So when I come here and I hear you, should I change plans or should I advance?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Those are 5 questions so far. We take that one more.
How do you narrow down? You have so many ideas on what business to start. How do someone narrow down to maybe a particular business that you want to start so that you can get maximum input in it?
Okay. Those are 6 questions. Any other question? Yes, there's one there. Okay. Oh, there's one there with 4.
Sorry. At the start of your training, there's something you said about having worked for 23 years and reaching other people. And I think for me, that was a Kairos moment.
That was a
Kairos moment. I mean the right moment in terms of transition. So what I'm wondering is, for those of us who are seated here and are employed and would wish maybe to get to a point where we are making our own money as opposed to being employed, how do you manage that transition with a sense of urgency?
Okay. Okay. I wish we had taken these questions earlier. Yeah, he has a question.
Okay, thank you. If you get an opportunity and the credit period is too long, what's your take on that?
The credit period meaning when you need to be paid back. Okay.
Yeah.
What's my take on that? Any other questions?
Maybe just a comment on a certain issue. The current business working environment in Kenya pushes entrepreneurs, maybe you have to give maybe a bribe here and there to fasten things. As a Christian, how do you navigate this business environment? Because there are deals that you might lose because you don't want to give a kickback to this person, because maybe you want a contract with the government and someone tells you, for me to give you this contract, you have to give me 2% of maybe something from this. How do you navigate this as a Christian?
Okay. I think that is tied to a question that was asked there. So it's somehow the same. Can I answer those questions now? I'll just give, some will be personal opinion, others will be professional opinion.
Wow, they were asking so fast, but there is how does your idea attract credit? Or
okay. Idea attracting credit. There are various ways of doing it. Now, if my idea is this, and all I need is this, then you need to go to people who can access or who can give you that amount. What do I mean by this? And I think during the presentation, I said, you look at the resource you have and look at the resource that you don't have and see who can partner with you in that business. And I gave the example of the guy who called me and said 5,000. He wanted to get it as a loan, but I said, no, this you can go. If it's at this level, go to someone and say, I need you to advance me this, and your cut will be this. Something that in business, is it partnership or you have some shares, kind of. So that nisikwame na knowledge but sina pesa. Look for someone who you can partner with. They give you the money, you do the job, give them their cut. And as the sharks. Mm-hmm. It could be like, yeah, he's giving an example of the sharks that we normally see. You can actually either, you tell them, I have this idea. If I get this, you get 10%. That's your shares. But if we don't have the sharks concept, because maybe nikasalon tu konako, enda tu kwa mtu niambie, nipatie pesa, 50,000, nitakurudishiaga 10 per month. Ama, baada kukurudishia, you are part of the business, but not necessarily being in the business. If the business is slightly bigger, you have a bigger ideas. There are organizations that look at your ideas and either they buy the idea or you incorporate them in the business. Okay. That could be a discussion for another day. Sure. So never sit with an idea just because you don't have money. Identify organizations or people who you can share that. But of course, don't go sharing, nikona idea. Someone will take it and run. So that's why you must be very careful. Who do you talk to? What if? We have partner, then it makes a loss. Of course, where is the lawyer? Yes. Depends on the agreement you got into. If give me 50, I'll refund you. Utajua mali utatoa. But if you're a partner, it is we celebrate the gains together and we suffer the loss together. Okay. So you must, this agreement is on which basis? And that's why when I borrow you 5,000, all you need is my 5,000. I mean, your 5,000 back. But when I tell you there's this idea, I want us to do this business. So be ready to partake of the losses or the gains. So the contract, how you got into the agreement with this person. Otherwise, if I give you my 50, I don't care how you operate, me I want my 50. Don't start telling me, si unajua hata vile kumekauka, hapana, nilikukopesha nipe do zangu. Yeah. But if it kuja tufanye biashara, niko na idea, I buy into it, I've injected my capital, you inject your time. Okay. So the agreement needs to be clear.
Maybe because we have several questions in the interest of time, we'll still maybe discuss after this and see if Paul can come back again later, another time. So corruption, there were two things. One, as a nation, how do you manage, succeed with the challenges of corruption? How do you navigate into getting businesses by avoiding to get into bribes?
Okay. A tricky question, controversial, because people think that is the way of doing business today. It has become the culture, but you don't have to comply to the culture. You can actually get clean business without corrupting someone. My personal way of doing things is the moment I'll get an opportunity to do that which I do it so well to a point where now it is you coming to look for me. I place myself where it is you who needs my services. When you come to me asking for my services, there is no room for you to tell me, alafu utafanya nini. You are the one who is looking for me. But when you go there, and this is what is happening, maybe not 100. If I come and the job is for 1 million, and you tell me 300,000 ni zangu, so mine is 700,000. How will I deliver that job? Knowing that actually pesa yote naiacha hapa. I'll give you shoddy jobs. So don't question where shoddy jobs are coming from. They're coming from, you are giving me the job, but you want the same money. So my margin has become small. So I'll reduce the quality and the quantity. Then you pay the price. But if I give you 100%, you will look for me and you won't ask for that. The other thing is, there are places where actually they are looking for people who can do good jobs and no shortcuts.
Yeah.
They are there. So as much as we say the corruption, the country, there are remnants.
Okay.
Someone was telling me there's a place they went and then they asked now, hii job yako ni ngapi? The job was taken away from them. Wow. Why are you bribing us? Don't you trust the quality of work you are giving us? We are buying the quality. So it is there. It is there. Painful because you keep sending those tenders and you never get responses, but others, they are getting them. And when you follow through, like we follow through and you hear somebody has gotten the tender to train an organization on customer experience, you look at their background, they have nothing on customer experience. You did not get. So what happens at the end of the day? After they got the job, they come to us and say, can you train for me 2 days? Of course, give me my day rate. I don't know how you got the job. But eventually, when I do a good job, the client might ask, can we work with you directly? Do the right thing.
Right.
You will pay the price somehow. But the day the door opens and you're giving quality, then you are a believer. By the way, they're also looking for believers. Even unbelievers are looking for you. But only when you behave like one.
Okay. Let me combine two questions. The one Pastor Mbogo asked and Kiarie on having the same idea. It's the emotional part of this is what I want to do. With many businesses, how do I narrow down to one and do?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to combine the two, though they are slightly different.
Different, yeah.
Nimeonyeshwa, alikuja na akanionyesha M-Pesa na akanionyesha hiyo. It's okay. But remember, we said an entrepreneur can come with new ideas. And another thing we said about an entrepreneur is to be innovative. If that M-Pesa is lacking something and you have that something, go and put that M-Pesa there. We will buy. But if it is cut and paste, same location, I think you are just a business person, and it's okay to be a business person, but you be a market player. Go and play with them, but not a leader. If you want to play with them, I didn't say don't do it. Open that M-Pesa next to another M-Pesa and this other side M-Pesa. But if you are an entrepreneur, look at this M-Pesa. What time do they open? They open at 9:30. What time do people need money? They need money at 6 in the morning. Open at 6. So it's M-Pesa, but ours is different. Or even the way you have branded the shop, or even the way you ask people, ID number, maybe there's a different way you ask for it. Okay? So you can still do what they're doing, but do it differently. You can imagine if I have a school here, I'm targeting this community here for a school. Then you have a school here. We are targeting the same people. I can get those students and you don't get. Yet we are both schools, but the way I do my thing. That is entrepreneurship. But not nishule wame brand, wamepaka blue kwa gete, paka blue. Rangi yao ni same. You are a market player. The other question was, how do you narrow down? Again, in business, don't spread thin until maybe you have established this. Now, this is solid. This can stand by itself. Imejisimamia. Now I can get another idea. Because again, you're not limited with just one idea. But again, you cannot do everything at the same time. I'm a trainer. But because now I would say somehow I know all the things about training in my field, not every field of training. Now I can actually do something else, but I know this is grounded. I've fixed everything that I need to fix on this. Don't start, I'm training, alafu kesho, nimetoka training Rongai, alafu nateremka Gikomba, nasikia cabbage zimefika, ninauza cabbage, alafu jioni nataka kukatakata cabbage za watu, na ninatengeneza PowerPoint presentation for the you are spreading thin, and then you cannot be effective. If I grow, maybe inspired, for example, now I have 2 staff, they can run my thing, all I need is the presence to come and train. Now I can look for another thing, doing consultancy, doing research, doing that. When I get the right people, I can move to the next. But not research, training, niko hapa mpaka unaitiwa appointments and you turn them down.
2 last questions. One was transitioning from employment into business. How do you manage that? And he says, as urgent.
Transitioning. Different ways. My transitioning may not be your transitioning. There is a transition where it is self-driven. that I want to transition. There is transitioning where umeripot kazini, unaitwa boss anakuita. Unaenda kwa ofisi, anakuambia now, as you can see, we need now to say it was nice working with you. You are such a gifted person. Nini, nini. They praise you until you think it's a promotion. Then they tell you, here is your final. So you see the transition would change. But if it is self-driven, and allow me to say that personally I've always done personal transitions, is when I know I've calculated my cost, I've calculated my risks. I know out here what happens. I will not have a paycheck. I used to be paid on 25th. 25th, people mnajijua, 25th, 24th. So by 23rd, I don't need any money because kesho, account it a breathe. I know I'll come out here where there is no payday. Payday can be any day, every day, or no day. So, yet I need to eat. I need my medical cover for my children. I need maybe is to pay rent. I need to fuel my small car, all those things. If I transition, can I get the same? Or will I drop? If I drop, who pays the price of that change? Because again, you don't transition to suffer. You cannot transition to suffer unless other external factors. You also look at what's the worst case scenario should I transition now? What's the best case scenario if I transition now? My personal experience is I had to involve someone who told me, I told him I want to transition. And there's a time I wanted to transition because of emotions. Frustration at the workplace. He told me, you won't transition emotionally. Na hakuna unga ya emotional. Unga lazima ununue. So you cannot leave employment because your boss is making noise at you. And that sobered me up. Then after I sobered up, I went back. But then another thing came and said, Paul, you can do better out there. Then I called the same person and I said, this is what I want to do. What did he ask me? What is your cost of living now? Who is depending on you now? When you leave, what will you do to make sure that they are still living according to the standard? Because as I said, don't quit to drop. And we calculated and he said, now, if that is the case, it's not yet time until you first fix this. You don't leave your job, you have 5 loans, you have someone, maybe ndio munafanya CBC na hauna kajob kengine, ndio, so you count the cost, Paul. That's what I'll respond, but briefly. There's a lot you need to do before you just jump ship. Again, when you leave, what are you going to do? Personally, when I was in employment, I used to do what I'm doing to them, free of charge. Then at times I'll get an opportunity outside the organization. I take leave, they're not listening. I take leave and I go out there and I do a job. 1 week, I do a job, I come back, sini leave nilienda. Nikirudi, napigwa na bank ile sasa ni invoice yangu ina direct. We want to negotiate a rate with you. We have received your payment in dollars. We want to negotiate a rate. Na niko job. Sasa hapo ndio naongea, what is today's rate? No, raise it a bit. Then I looked at this. What I'm making here in 1 week is more than 2 months' salary. I knew if I go out and I invest better, stronger, even if I miss an opportunity for a week or a month, at least what I made can run. But what I don't do is to change my lifestyle. When I make $1 million, I'm still Paul. When I don't make money, I'm still Paul. That's on a personal level, I think.
The final question was my brother asked about credit period. I didn't really get the question so well.
Okay.
Is it low? How do you manage?
I got the question, and maybe you'll also confirm whether I got it right. I've supplied you with my chicken, and I'm expecting you to pay me so that I go elsewhere and I buy more chicken to sell to him tomorrow. But you pay after 30 days. Is that the direction? Now, how do I manage this? Who pays after 30 days? And I need immediate cash flow. One approach would be, if my capital is 100,000, zile kukunanunua ni za 100,000. Siwezi muuzia zote za 100,000 kushika my entire capital. So I'll supply maybe for 40,000. Mwingine anakaa nazo 2 weeks, maybe for 20,000. Mwingine anapay cash. I want to do more with the one who is doing cash as I wait for these people. Another alternative is to negotiate the credit period and maybe agree, instead of 30, can you make it 20? Another option is something we call where you get an LPO and you take it to the bank and they know you have gotten a job, you are supplying, they give you the money, they pay to those people even when you don't have money. So again, it's not necessarily that I have money to do business. If I go to Kenya Power and they give me an LPO to supply goods, I go to the bank, they know Kenya Power, they do their internal check, they know, yes, we have given Paul this job. They'll give them money, but now Kenya Power will pay to the bank and I get my cut. So there's always a solution once you have an idea.